welcome to another wellbeing video. For those who don't know me, my name's Jamie Forsyth. I work on the Staffordshire Highways contract and I'm a mental health first aider, and I'm now a mental health first aid instructor. I'm accredited by Mental Health First Aid England to deliver their courses, and it was with that in mind that I decided to create some wellbeing videos, a series of them to help people through this difficult time with COVID-19. So it's actually been 2 weeks since the last video. I decided to take an extra week with the bank holiday weekend, spend some time with the family, recharge the batteries, recuperate. I think it's so important when we're working from home to kind of keep the two separate as much as possible. And the feedback from the last video and the suggestions for future videos tie in with that quite nicely, because people seem to want hints and tips of how to work from home effectively. So Mental Health First Aid England actually have a campaign called My Whole Self, and this is about supporting mental health while at work, whether that's online, at home, in an office, or wherever it is you work. It's about creating a culture where people can be themselves. As more organisations move to online working during this difficult time, human connections are going to be more important than ever. So with this in mind, here are some good ways to look after your mental health, reduce feelings of isolation, and feel connected with colleagues while working remotely. So the first thing we're going to look at is getting set up. So let's start at the beginning then, waking up. Now, even though you might be tempted to have a lie-in because you've got those extra minutes in bed because you haven't got a commute, it's vitally important that you wake up at the same time every day. Not only does this help stabilise your internal body clock, but it actually helps you sleep overall. You'll feel less tired, more refreshed, and find it easy to concentrate throughout the day. So the next thing we'll look at is getting ready. Try if you can to keep your established morning routine. Get up, get dressed, get washed, get changed as if you're going to work.
Cheers!
This will help get you into that working mindset and will help you prepare for the day ahead. So the next step is setting up your workplace. Try to set aside a work area separate from your sleeping area, as this will help to prepare you for work mode and make it easy to switch off at the end of the day. Now, you don't need a home office to do this necessarily. A small desk setup in the corner of a room or a laptop at the end of the kitchen table can do the trick. If you are working in a small space, you could try setting up temporary zones by hanging blankets or screens to visually separate your work area from your bed or living area. And make sure you clear your work surface of clutter and set up equipment to avoid physical strain. If you don't have a chair with back support, you could also use a firm pillow to help give that extra support. So now we're all set up, the next step is to get moving. So if you're not self-isolating, then try and get outdoors. A walk or a jog before work can put you in that arriving at work mindset, but the same applies for after work as well. If you go for a walk or jog after work, it'll put you in that leaving work mindset and help you switch off at the end of the day. So what if you're stuck indoors? What if you're self-isolating? Then try and get online and find activities on there, such as home yoga or fitness classes. Joe Wicks is a really good example of that, which gets the whole family involved. But whatever exercise you're taking throughout the day, then you really got to try to take screen breaks regularly. And if possible, take a defined lunch break to get you away from that workspace. So for me now, the most important thing is actually getting connected. So a majority of us now are working from home. We've had to adapt our working style, and even though we might have had experience from working from home the odd day a week or a couple of days a week, a majority of us won't have had to do that Monday to Friday. Now, one of the key disadvantages of this is human interaction. So that's why staying connected is so important during this time. So to do this, we need to keep open communication with the team. Now, senior leaders should be role modelling healthy habits and behaviours which create a team atmosphere even though we're all working separately from home. Now, here are a few suggestions on how we can do this. So video calls instead of emailing help keep that face-to-face contact that we are used to when working in an office. Having short check-in and check-out calls between managers and their teams at the start and the end of each day just help us stay connected. Maybe optional question and answer sessions for colleagues to dial in and chat through any concerns they have. And contract calls where the whole contract just keep colleagues up to date about changes through this difficult time we're going through with COVID-19. So another interesting way of keeping things fresh throughout the week is to share your space, whether that's showing people your working area or showing off your little work colleagues throughout the day. So the final point we're going to look at is getting support. So getting support during times of stress really helps us stay connected. Now during the working day, it's really important to us not only keep in contact with our colleagues but our friends and family as well. Now instant messages are a brilliant way of doing this. If you suddenly feel isolated or out the loop, then it gets you that human connection that you want straight away. It's really important to set aside some time for self-care. If you are feeling isolated, anxious, remember that there is support out there. I know I often make this point, but it's so important. Contacting mental health first aiders if you need them. That's what they're there for, that's what they're trained for. Take their contact details and don't hesitate to get in touch with them if you need to. Use the EAP if you need to. It's such a good tool and we are so lucky at Amy to have this. They offer support, guidance, counselling, not only for you but for your immediate family too. So that's the end of this week's wellbeing video. Thanks for listening. As I was actually doing this outro, it's been announced by the government that we are going to be in lockdown for a further 3 weeks minimum. So I really feel that getting these working from home techniques down to a T is really going to help us all in the long run. Now, once again, any feedback on this video is much appreciated. If you feel that anyone would benefit, then please share it. And if there is anything you want to see in future videos, then please let me know. My email will be up on the screen. Just contact me anytime. Thanks again for listening. Take care and look after each other. Thank you.